vlogging thing is harder than I thought. Welcome to my very first YouTube video. My name is Alisha, also known as Alisha Dina Pop Art. I'm an artist and also currently an art student. I'm studying Certificate 4 for Visual Arts. Today is my first day of semester 2 actually. Had a little like 3-week holiday. Actually just came back from Queensland. I just wanted to give YouTube a go. I study in Melbourne City. So yeah, that's kind of all I got to say for this little intro. Short and sweet, and show you guys how a day in the life is as a 16-year-old art student in Melbourne City. One other thing, my business cards, my very first business cards just arrived yesterday. So happy with them. Let me give you a better look. Look at that. Yeah, I ordered 500, so those of you who follow me on Instagram would have seen that I did a little collaboration with one of the cafes that I work at. They asked me to design some merch for them. I take a bunch of commissions, so I just saw this as another commission, just a little bit different. I said yes. And yeah, that was a really fun project. So we've got like a big crumpet graphic on the back, a logo in the front, and we also did tote bags. But yeah, I mainly ordered the business cards so I could put those in the cafes. There are 3 cafes, so people know who the artwork is by.
Stopping all stations to Flinders Street on your Mikey at the start of your journey.
As I was running up the stairs, the doors to the train closes and it starts to pull away. But now I have to wait 15 minutes in the cold for the next one to come. I knew this would happen on my first day back though. It always does. I just stopped at one of actually the best bakery in Melbourne. It's called Bake One or Bakers. It's so much better than Loon, and it's hidden down this cute little alley, which is where most of the good stuff are. I got a blueberry Danish and an almond croissant to share with a friend later. I just met with my friend and we're both standing here because our class is cancelled and they didn't email us anything, which is really dodgy. A whole morning free to go do something. To vandalize. It's 20% off. Store wide.
Yeah, 100%.
More vandalizing.
Oh, yeah.
Little criminal. I'm if you want. Dead end, but it's cute. Whose are these? They're just finding stuff for my room. Oh my lord. Everything. I didn't really get to film much in class because I was painting the camera. I used acrylic, which was a bad decision because I absolutely suck with acrylic and I hate working with it and I always avoid it. And I have a bunch of acrylic at home, but I always use it for backgrounds. So I've decided that I'm going to mainly use watercolor this semester, I think. Well, I did a lot of oil last semester, so I reckon a lot of watercolor this semester. I might make myself a little watercolor journal because I bought a bunch of papers from here a while back and haven't done anything with it yet. But yeah, I think that's my plan. Class didn't go how I wanted it to, but it's okay. Learning curve. So a while back I stumbled across this store and then I had a closer look at their website. And I just had to collect some of their pieces. They are handmade in Melbourne. The delays on the track from some trespassing incident before. Got back at the train station half an hour later than I usually do. And I get home and unpack and eat dinner. I feel like it's already time to go to sleep. I have to say no to some plans this evening because I just feel like I need a quiet evening to myself to get myself organized, especially after that weekend away. and yeah, just get started on my massive to-do list. Now I'm about to go in the garage where I have the big commission that I'm working on at the moment. It's a massive landscape. If you haven't seen it on my Instagram, I'll show you guys in a second. Just let it completely dry while I was away in Queensland, and I'm gonna take like a proper video of it, of all the details and close-ups and everything, and send it to the client, and then yeah, see what they think. If they want anything changed or added, I'll do that. If not, I'll put the varnish on and it'll be done. This is her. It's a biggie. But yeah, this is how she's looking right now. So many layers on her. Over to the edges as well. These are some paintings that I did for art school last semester. I don't think they're 100% finished. I'm still undecided with them. But yeah, I just let them to completely dry as well, and then we'll see what my next steps are. The meaning behind this painting actually is quite beautiful. One of my followers reached out to me and said that she showed her dad my Instagram and he absolutely loved it, and he was looking for an artwork for his office space and that he wanted me to do it. And then I asked, of course, for the usual details that I asked, like the size and if he has any photo references, what medium he'd like it. He wanted Matthew chapter 13, the parable of the sower and the seeds. He just wanted my interpretation of that in a painting. I forgot the exact dimensions, but it's 2 point something meters by a meter. Funny thing is, around that time that he asked me to do this, I was actually going through something, and the scripture that was comforting me and that I really drew from was Matthew chapter 13. Yeah, I've really been pouring all of my heart and energy into this painting and just praying for God to guide my hands through it. Now we'll see if the client wants anything else. If not, she's done. Good morning. It's currently 9:45. Got a little bit of time before my class. I just come to Fitzroy Gardens and sit in the sun for a bit. It is cold, but as long as it's sunny. And I thought I'd just chat to you guys a little bit about what I did on the train. I spent most of it on my phone editing a bunch of reels. Some exciting news I wanted to share with you guys. I just finalized the papers for a print collection that I want to be releasing soon. It'll be 2 lino prints. I've actually shared the designs already on my Instagram, but I didn't say that I want to be selling these. I'm gonna look out for some paper that's a bit more special. I didn't want to use just like plain watercolor paper. I met this guy at a market. His business is Dodgy Paper, and he makes the most beautiful handmade papers, all sorts of different colors, and I just love that every single one is unique and also made by hand. Love supporting small businesses and other creatives. So I reached out to him on Instagram and asked him if he'd be willing to collaborate, and he was super keen. So we just finalized the batch that he'll be sending me. I'm so excited. And in regards to the commission, I just got the message this morning that it's all good and she is finally finished and I can start varnishing her. I'm so happy but so sad at the same time because I enjoyed working on this painting so much, and part of me was hoping that I'll get to work on her a little bit more. So it's crazy that she's already finished. Biggest commission yet. I say that every single time. They always seem to get bigger and bigger. I think I jinxed myself.
Plan to use, and how will the images from your journal
On my way to work now. I'm a little bit early, so I just thought I'd tell you guys how class went. Went really, really well. She basically just explained the whole unit to us. Last semester was mostly theory, but I think we're doing more hands-on things this semester. What we need to start working on kind of aligns with what I'm starting with the handmade papers and prints. I ran my idea over with the teacher that I could combine this personal project with a school assignment, and she was super happy with it. And then she also mentioned that she could help me to make my own handmade paper if I want to explore that, and I of course am so keen. So I'll be bringing the things next week to get started on that, and I'm so excited. I cannot believe it's already almost 8:30. Actually just got home from work, ate some dinner. Tomorrow morning I'm working at the bakery. I don't know if I mentioned, but yeah, I have 3 jobs. It's a bit hectic, and I just kind of jump from one to the other throughout my weeks. I was working first at a cafe close to me. We're taking up like my whole Saturdays. They're giving me 8-hour shifts, and I wanted Saturday afternoons to spend with friends and with family. One of my friends is working at a bakery where I'm working tomorrow, and she's asked, oh, they need help on Saturdays, so you should apply. So then they usually put me on Saturdays, but now they put me on other shifts that they need covering for. One of our friends owns this franchise that's kind of close to the city, and he always asks me if I want to come to work for him. Now that I started studying at the city, I go usually on my half days. Yeah, that's the story to why I'm working 3 jobs. Why? You're crazy, but it's really just more for my convenience. It is a bit hard to keep track of everything. As you know, bakeries open very early. Anyone else set themselves like absolutely unrealistic to-do lists in the morning? Out of everything that I just said, I decided to start with making a watercolor journal.
Thread like this will show you how to signature.
Okay.
18 or 20 at the time.
I've just got a bunch of papers here. I bought these like a couple weeks ago, and from memory I bought like really, really smooth, and then I bought like a middle one, and then a very, very rough one. You can see. And see the different effects that the watercolor has on the smooth versus the rough.
To the binding. Black on your lines of thread. Pull the thread enough so that they're...
I'm getting there. One more. Done with my new journal. I love making my own journals because, one, it's much cheaper than buying your own journal. But also you can pick the papers that you want inside, and you can mix with all sorts of different papers. Like I didn't need to put just watercolor. I could have put watercolor paper and acrylic painting paper and pastel paper. I can also do whatever size I wanted. So for example, I didn't want like an A4 size or an A5. I wanted something kind of in the middle and more square. So I just chose my own dimensions. And I don't know how you guys feel, but it's just so nice to have things that I've made, like my own hands, my own time. It's just so much more special than just buying something. Plus, I could put whatever cover I want on this now. I could leave it as it is, or I could get an old book cover that fits the size. If you want to learn how to make your own journal, I literally just googled like a quick like flat bookbinding technique. I don't know the exact terms for it, but I'll link the video that I watched down below so you guys can make your own.
This one, I swear by.
It was quite a gloomy and just yucky Melbourne day today. Sculpture class was pretty good. I had a lot of fun on that eye. We were meant to like cast it in plaster after and then make like a paper mache sculpture of it, but I became so attached to it I didn't want to lose like all the details that I put on it, so we decided to do a rubber casting instead and then fill it with plaster so I can get a very like basically the same thing that I did but in plaster instead of clay. So I'm excited for that. And then my printmaking teacher is still away. Just decided to leave early, dropped into Bunnings quickly with Dad and finally got the satin varnish, so I'm just about to go make myself a hot chocolate and get on to varnishing that painting so it can be dry and ready to send off ASAP. Also, my flowers in my room are dying. Look, this one fell off and I'm scared to touch the other one because they're so fragile. I'm so tempted to get myself some flowers from that flower shop. Best hot chocolate. So full.